Alrighty guys, before we get this video started, one thing I was going to say, if you're new here and you haven't already, hit that big red subscribe button right here and turn on that notification bell. And also, if you guys have any questions about the gear I'm going to be showing in today's video, it's all going to be linked down in the description. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. You guys stay tuned. What is up guys, welcome back to another episode of Hardwoods. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be covering, over my whole open water 2020 rod and reel arsenal. And this is going to consist of both of some of my rods and reels and Danny's rods and reels and both of our tackle and all that. But before we get into this video, I'm not going to be trying to persuade you guys on like what rod or reel to buy or anything. I'm just going to show you what I'm using, and I'm going to give you my personal opinion on everything I use. And I'm not sponsored by any of these companies or anything, so I'm not being paid or given any free baits to promote any of these. These are the baits I use, and I'm going to tell you what I personally think about them. So yeah, I was going to planning on filming some sort of outdoor video today, but with all this COVID-19 stay home stuff and it's raining out right now, I'm decided to do an indoor video today. So guys, I'm going to be covering over the 6 main rods that me and Danny use. I'm pretty sure 3 are mine, and yeah, 3 are mine, 3 are his. So yeah, I'm going to start off with this rod right here. This is my Bass X 7-1 medium heavy by St. Croix rods with a 7-1-1 loose speed spool Mark Rose special edition reel on it. Now first I'm going to start off with the rod here. Is this St. Croix rod. I've had it for 2 years now, and I really like this rod. This rod holds up very well. And I just really like the way it's made. I like the split grip in here. Not saying that you can't get that in other bait casters, but I really like the design of this rod. I really like fishing topwater and any type of crankbaits on it. And also in the springtime, this is what I mainly use for flipping and pitching jigs. Now with the reel, I've had this reel for I think 3 years now. And this reel isn't the fanciest reel you're going to find on the market, but this is probably the most all-around reel that you can use. It works for basically anything, and this reel holds up very well. What I've found from it is this was a used reel before I bought it, and I've used it, and you have to take care of your stuff. I clean my reels and stuff, but it works. It holds up very well, and I really like the reel, and I just like it because I have a little bit bigger a hand, so I like how the reel's a little bit bigger in your hand. I'm going to be reviewing a Cast King reel here later. I'm going to tell you the difference between those two, but this reel's a little bit bigger, and I do like that maybe it's not the fanciest reel, it has a little bit of dings in it and stuff, but this is probably my favorite all-around reel. And yeah, so that's basically it for this rod. I'm not going to give you a whole 20-minute lecture on one rod. I'm going to try to cover all of them because I have a bunch of rods, and then I'm going to cover some baits. And then here, this is Danny's St. Croix Mojo Bass 7-1 medium power, so this is a little bit lighter. This is Danny's rod. He's had this for I think 2 or 3 years now, and I've used it a couple times, and what I really like using it for is jigs and chatterbaits. This rod is very sensitive, and it can help you detect the bites when you have a jig on it. Now this one also has a split cork in it, which I really do like, and this one also does have the Mark Rose speed spool 7-1-1 special edition. This one's black and mine's silver. We bought these at the same time. They're both used, and his has held up really well too. Like I'm saying, all you got to do, I'm sure a lot of reels will hold up very nice, but you got to take care of your stuff. That's what I've learned. You got to know how to clean your reels. That definitely helps. But I really do like these reels. They seem to hold up very nice, and I like that they're a little bit bigger. And they're very multi-purpose reel. You can use them on tons of different types of rods for different types of fishing. Yeah, and this rod, he had braid on it. I don't really like running braid on this Mojo Bass rod. I like when he has mono on it, which he does right now. I'm pretty sure this is a 17-pound mono, and he has a chatterbait on here. But yeah, if I were to get this rod, I'd definitely run mono on it all the time. It doesn't work too well with braid. I don't know why. I think it might just because it's a little bit lighter, but that's my personal opinion. And then next we have, this is my rod. This is Hellbent Rod. So this is a custom rod brand out of Montana, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember exactly from where I bought it. And this is with a Luz laser open face reel, or spinning as some call it. But for overall what I think of the rod, I really do like the rod with the split grip. But the one thing I wish it was a little bit longer, and I wish it had a little bit more sensitivity on the rod. I think that's also because I did break the tip off this rod, and it did lose a little bit of sensitivity, but I do wish it was a little bit longer with a little bit more sensitive tip. But overall, besides that, I really do like this rod for like fishing Senkos. The reason why I'd want it a little bit more longer with sensitivity is from when we troll for walleyes. But for like fishing Senkos or anything, if I'm fishing for bass on this rod does work awesome. I do like bringing this rod on if we're not in a boat, if we're just fishing on the bank or whatever. I really do like this rod because it's nice and light and it's easy to bring with. And right now, yeah, and then we have the Luz Laser Speed Spool. I actually had one of these reels before, and I had it on a rod that fell out of the boat, so I actually lost the reel. And that's why I came back to buy another one of these, because this reel I do really like. This reel's still fairly new, as you can tell. And my old one I really like because these ones also hold up very well. The only problem with all these like little kind of holes in designs to make it look really nice is if you like set it down on the beach or whatever, if you catch a fish, you will get sand up under here, and that does kind of suck, but I cleaned my reels so I was able to get it out of there. So, and then right now I'm pretty sure I have some 8-pound, it's either 8 or 10-pound bionic walleye line because I was using this to fish for walleye. Yeah, overall, I do like the rod. I wish it was a little bit longer and sensitive. And the reel overall holds up very nice and gets the job done. The only thing I did wish is it had a little bit more protection on the base of the reel here for sand and dirt wouldn't get up in there, so easy. Alrighty guys, next up we have this spinning combo. This is Danny's spinning combo. This is the Luz Mach 2 Speed Stick from Luz. Personally, I haven't used this rod and reel a bunch, but from what he's told me, he really likes it. He likes how he has these grips and the split grip on the reel. And the one thing that when I've used it a couple times, it's a very sensitive rod. So that's what I really like about it, is you can feel the bite on this rod a lot better. And it does have all these extra eye guides, which does help for the sensitivity. And I don't know what kind of line he has on here. I'm pretty sure he's fishing for panfish with this last. But overall, this was a combo, and for the price, I would personally highly recommend it. From when I've used it, it's a great, like from beginner to intermediate combo for a price. He got it for a really, really good price. And I'm not gonna go super far into this reel because I don't know enough about it. And yeah, so I'm gonna put this rod back on here. And then next we have, this is Danny's new combo here. That's why it doesn't have any line on it. This is the Cashin Fishing Rods. Oh, this rod doesn't even have a name. I didn't even know that because it's brand new. But this is, it just says this is the Cashin Worm CRT Worm Jig Rod. This is a 7-foot fast, medium heavy rod, and he has this teamed up with his Cast King. I forget the name of his Cast King. This is the Cast King reel. It's Cast King Mega Jaws. That's what it is on here. And he's had this reel, he got it last year. And personally, what I don't really like about this reel is, like I told you I'm going to come back to this reel is really small, and I just really don't like the feeling of it because I have pretty big hands, so I like these like Luz reels that fit better in my hand. Like this reel is really, really small, so I don't personally like it. Like for him, it works very, very good. This reel holds up very well. And for the rod, I can't really talk too much on it because I haven't even used it because we just got it a couple days ago. But what I do really like about this rod is I'll come over here and I'll show you guys. Oops, I just scratched on the wall right there. It has these like really cool grips on it. They're really unique. I don't even know what they're made out of, but just holding the rod like this, it just you get a really good grip on the rod, and it makes it for this. It's like almost connected to the inner core of the rod, so you can really feel the bite on there, I feel like. But like again, I can't say too much because I haven't used it. But from what I have heard from people who have these rods, they really like them. And yeah, the only thing I don't get is like it seems like the eyelets in this rod, the end one is a lot bigger than all the ones in the middle. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's for a certain reason, but I've never really seen that before. So yeah, and what I do like for this Cast King, even though it's a little bit small, is very good for fishing finesse. I do really like fishing finesse with this reel. And then I'm going to be pretty much covered that rod, so now I'm going to go into this one. This is Danny's rod that he uses for mostly topwater. As you can tell, he has a frog on here right now. This is a Daiwa. I forget the name of this rod, but this is his Daiwa rod, and he has a Berkeley Fusion reel on here. And this is the Daiwa Dragon, it looks like. I don't know. I haven't, but he uses this for topwater, and this rod definitely has a lot of backbone in it. I'm pretty sure this is a 7-foot medium heavy. And personally, I do like this rod for topwater. I have used it. It's really good. You can really load up on it really good for when you're fishing topwater, especially frogs. You need to load up really hard on the frog. But if I can get this frog back in the little eye hook here, I'll explain a little bit more. So yeah, but basically, what I do not really like about this rod is it does not have the split grip. I don't know. I felt like this rod would have been a lot better when they designed it if they put the split grip in there. You might be able to order it now with split grip, but like again, I personally don't like bait casters without the split grip. That's just my personal opinion. And basically, this is all he uses the rod for, is he just uses it for topwater. I remember last year on opener we did flip some jigs with it, and the end of the rod's very sensitive, but then all the way back down you have a lot of backbone, so you can really load up on this rod. So it could be a versatile rod, but I think you're going to be best off fishing topwater on this rod because it's a pretty beefy, heavy rod here. And then with the reel, the Berkeley, yeah, it's a Berkeley Fusion reel. This reel is very simple. It's not fancy at all. It has a 5-bearing system. I think it's very simple reel. I feel like this reel would be a very good beginner bait cast reel because you don't have all the big dials and stuff to mess with it. You just have your main adjustment little dial right there and your minor one here. And it's just doesn't have that many settings in the reel at all. But it's just, I mean, he's had this reel he bought the combo, the Berkeley Fusion, and he actually broke his rod when he caught like a 5-pound bass on it. He actually broke the rod in half. So then he's like, well, I do like this reel, so I'm not just gonna toss the whole combo. I'm gonna keep the reel, and I'm just gonna find a rod for it. So personally, I do like this reel because it is also a little bit bigger, but it is also a very simple reel, and I'm fine with that too. I just feel like this would be a very good beginner reel if you're looking to get into a little bit more advanced type of bait caster reel or anything. I would not recommend this one. This would be, like I said before, if you're looking to get into a beginner though, I highly recommend this reel right here. I'm pretty sure this rod was a little bit more on the expensive end. So I mean, from when I've used it, it is built very nice. I just don't like without it when it doesn't have that split grip. But it is, I do like using this rod for topwater. It's has a lot of backbone, which is good when you're fishing topwater. So yeah, that's basically what I'm all going to be covering for the rods here today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. And like once again, I'm not trying to persuade you one way or the other, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Signing out for now. Peace.